Sam, the boogeyman of the Bronx. Alright folks, gather round because this is one messed up story. We're talking about David Berkowitz, better known as the son of Sam, the dude who turned New York City into his own personal shooting gallery back in the 70s. This guy was the real deal, a bona fide monster lurking in the shadows. Forget Freddy Krueger, Berkowitz was a living nightmare. Now, picture this. It's the summer of '76, disco's thumpin', platform shoes are a thing, and this psycho is prowling the streets, hunting for young couples like some twisted Cupid gone rogue. Yeah, it was a wild time, man. Berkowitz wasn't your average street thug. He was something else entirely. He claimed to be taking orders from a demonically possessed dog. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, right? This wasn't Scooby-Doo, this was pure unadulterated insanity. So buckle up folks, because we're about to dive deep into the twisted mind of the son of Sam and the reign of terror he unleashed on the streets of New York. It all started in July 1976. Donna Loria and Jody Valenti were just hanging out in their car, probably making out or something, when bam, shots fired. Donna was killed instantly and Jody was wounded. Talk about a mood killer, right? This was just the beginning, folks. Over the next year, Berkowitz went on a rampage, hitting different boroughs, always targeting young couples in parked cars. He became the city's worst nightmare, a phantom striking fear into the hearts of young lovers everywhere. Imagine trying to find a date in New York back then. It was like playing Russian roulette with your love life. People were scared, man. They were staying home, locking their doors, and investing in chastity belts. Okay, maybe not the last one, but you get the point. The city was on edge. The cops were working overtime, desperate to catch this guy. But Berkowitz was slippery, always a step ahead, leaving a trail of bodies and broken hearts in his wake. Now, here's where things get really creepy. After each shooting, Berkowitz would leave behind these bizarre, rambling letters. He called himself the son of Sam, and he addressed some of these letters to a specific reporter, Jimmy Breslin. Talk about a guy who loves the spotlight, right? These letters, man, they were like something out of a horror movie, filled with crazy talk about demons, curses, and his insatiable thirst for blood. It was like reading the diary of a madman, and it freaked everyone out even more. The media had a field day, of course. Headlines screamed about the .44 caliber killer and the son of Sam. The whole city was captivated, horrified, and a little bit obsessed with this twisted tale. Berkowitz was loving every minute of it. He was a nobody who craved attention, and now he had the whole world watching his every move. He was a star, but in the worst way possible. Now, let's talk about the dog, because, let's face it, this is the part that makes this story truly bizarre. Berkowitz claimed that his neighbor's dog, a black Labrador named Harvey, was possessed by a demon named Sam. Yeah, you heard that right. According to Berkowitz, Sam, the demon dog, was the one giving him orders to kill. He said the dog would bark these demonic messages, driving him to commit these horrific acts. I mean, come on, man. Even for a serial killer, that's a pretty weak excuse. Now, I'm a dog lover myself, but I gotta say, if my dog started telling me to shoot people, I'd be taking him straight to the vet, not the nearest shooting range. Just saying. But hey, who are we to judge, right? Maybe Berkowitz was just a few kibbles short of a full bowl. Either way, the demon dog story became a media sensation, adding another layer of weirdness to an already bizarre case. Section 5. .44 caliber clues, the trail of terror. Despite his claims of demonic possession, the cops weren't buying it. They were working tirelessly, following every lead, every shell casing, every creepy letter, trying to connect the dots and bring this nightmare to an end. The pressure was on, man. The mayor was breathing down their necks, the media was hounding them, and the public was losing its mind. They needed a break, and they needed it fast. And then, it came. A witness came forward, a woman who had seen a suspicious-looking dude near the scene of one of the shootings. She remembered something crucial. The guy had gotten a parking ticket right before the shooting. Bingo. That parking ticket, folks, was the key to unlocking the whole damn case. It led them straight to David Berkowitz, a quiet, unassuming postal worker who lived with his mom. Nobody would have ever suspected him. He was the epitome of an unassuming killer. Section 6. Gotcha. The parking ticket. heard round New York, August 11, 1977. The cops swooped in on Berkowitz's apartment in Yonkers. They found him there, calm, collected, almost relieved. Inside his car, they found the smoking gun, a .44 caliber revolver, case closed. The city breathed a collective sigh of relief. The nightmare was over. The son of Sam was behind bars, and the streets were safe once again for love, life, and late-night makeout sessions. Berkowitz confessed to everything. He even led the cops to stashes of weapons and ammo he'd hidden around the city. He was a one-man crime wave, and now he was finally paying the price. The trial was a media circus, of course. Everyone wanted to get a glimpse of the monster who had terrorized their city. But for Berkowitz, it was showtime. He played the part of the deranged killer to perfection, ranting and raving about demons and dogs. Section 725 to life, trading terror for tic-tac-toe. The judge wasn't buying any of it. He saw Berkowitz for what he was, a cold-blooded killer who deserved to rot in prison. He slapped him with 6 consecutive life sentences, 25 years to life for each murder. That's right, folks, 25 to life. No parole, no early release, no chance of ever walking the streets as a free man again. The son of Sam was going away for good. So Berkowitz traded his reign of terror for a life behind bars. He swapped his .44 caliber for a deck of cards and a whole lot of time to think about what he'd done. Karma, as they say, is a real bitch. But the story didn't end there. Oh no, the son of Sam case was far from over. It had a lasting impact, not just on New York City, but on the way law enforcement and the media handled serial killers from that day forward. Section 8, the media frenzy, from headlines to Hollywood. The son of Sam case was a media frenzy like no other. It dominated the headlines, the airwaves, the dinner table conversations. It was all anyone could talk about. Newspapers sold like hotcakes, TV ratings soared, and everyone had an opinion on the case. It was the birth of the 24/7 news cycle, and the son of Sam was the star of the show. And it didn't stop there. The case inspired countless books, movies, and documentaries. It became a cultural phenomenon, a cautionary tale, and a reminder that sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Even today, the son of Sam case continues to fascinate and horrify. It's a story that's been told and retold, analyzed and debated, but never forgotten. Section 9, lessons learned. How son of Sam changed the game. The son of Sam case wasn't just about catching a killer. It was a wake-up call for law enforcement. It exposed weaknesses in their approach to serial killers and forced them to adapt. Before Berkowitz, serial killers were like ghosts, shadows lurking in the dark. But after the son of Sam, law enforcement started taking these cases more seriously. They developed new techniques, shared information more effectively, and created specialized units dedicated to hunting down these predators. The case also had a profound impact on the way the media covered crime. It raised questions about the ethics of giving these killers a platform, of turning them into celebrities, of feeding their need for attention. Some argue that the media's obsession with the son of Sam only fueled his fire, encouraging him to kill more. Others say that the media attention was crucial in catching him. It's a debate that continues to this day. Section 10. The legacy of a monster. A city's scars. David Berkowitz, the son of Sam, may be locked away in prison, but his legacy lives on. He left behind a trail of pain, fear, and loss that continues to haunt New York City to this day. The families of his victims still grieve. The scars of that summer still linger, and the memory of the son of Sam serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the human heart. But amidst the darkness, there's also a glimmer of hope. The son of Sam case brought people together, united them in their fear and their determination to stop him. It showed the resilience of the human spirit, the unwavering belief that even in the face of unimaginable evil, good will ultimately prevail. So, the next time you're walking the streets of New York City, remember the story of the son of Sam. Remember the victims, the heroes, and the lessons learned. And remember that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit can overcome even the most monstrous of evil.